guys, Liz Gillette here from Main Street Financial Planning. Welcome to today's money tip. Today we are going to talk about 529 plans, how to decide which ones may be the right one for you. And to make today a little bit more of a show and tell, I went into my memory box because I found something I want to show you. But while I was in my memory box, I came across a few more things that I think the parents out there can relate to. I found this from our first little ultrasound. Then I kept going and I found those first footprints when the baby was in the hospital. And then I found the welcome home sign. So anyway, I could go on forever, but I finally found the piece of paper I was looking for. And that is this little number. Proof that we saved to a 529 plan for my kids. It just says the name, and it says an educational savings account was created for you by mommy and daddy. So let's get to it. What are some of the top 5 things we want to be thinking about when comparing different 529 plans? The first one, of course, is going to be fees. Each 529 plan has its own fees. Some of them have account opening fees, annual fees, application fees, and you're certainly going to see those expense ratios, right? The plans are going to refer to them as total asset-based expense ratios. And so if you're going to pay a 1% fee, as an example, we call that 100 basis points. Just know that for every $100 you invest, you're going to pay $1 on that money. Now, the good news is it's easy to do an apples to apples comparison because if you pull up that summary plan description of the various 529 plans, there's a section called approximate cost of a $10,000 investment. So you can truly look at that and say, if I put in this amount of money, how much is getting taken back out of my pocket? The second one, of course, is investment performance, right? I'm a financial planner, you're gonna expect to hear that, but we really have to look at those long-term trajectories, 5 years, 10 years, the life of the plan, the life of the investment, to get a feel for whether you're reaching that performance that you need in order to have enough money saved for your child, depending on how early you're able to start. The third is gonna be investment strategy and also investment selection. So when I say strategy, I'm thinking some 529 plans have a more active strategy, right? They're going to have some higher turnover costs versus plans that have a more passive investment strategy, which means potentially they track an index and their goal is to do buy and hold and to keep costs low. Now, when it comes to your selection, most people end up going with an age-based plan. And so it's very similar to a target date fund. It simply says, what age group is your child in right now? And it's truly set it and forget it. Put that money in there and then know that over time, the account is going to become more conservative as college looms closer and closer. Now, some plans allow you to customize exactly how you want to invest the funds, if that's something that you're looking to do. I see those often referred to as static options. You're going to pay more for this, but you'd have an ability to handpick some of the funds that you want to make sure your child is invested in while still getting the benefits of having your money in a 529 plan. Now, be aware, just like target date funds, if you see an age-based plan in one state that says, okay, this is for children going to college in 2025, that does not necessarily mean it is equivalent to the same of another state. And the reason for that is a lot of them have varying degrees of risk. One plan may say you should have this amount of money in stocks if your child is 5 years from retirement. The other one, retirement from college. The other one would say, whoa, that's too aggressive. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. So when I tell you to investigate those investments, that's a very important piece of the puzzle. We can't just close our eyes and say, oh, I trust they know how much risk I want to be taking on. The fourth one, of course, is a tax deduction or a tax credit for your contributions. So last I saw, there were over 30 states that offer either a full or a partial deduction and credit for the money that you contribute to a 529 plan. So it's worth starting there and deciding whether your home state has a 529 plan that may be right for you. And lastly is reliability. Okay, so what is the risk of the plan upheaval? Is there an ability to make account changes? Are there withdrawal restrictions? Look at, the overall opinion of that plan. Is it well thought of? How many stars does it get? One of the best resources I use is savingforcollege.com. There's a ton of resources on there, including calculators to tell you a general idea of how much you should be saving for your kids' college. But my goal today, besides showing you all the cute little mementos that I have, is to get you thinking about some of the factors that we consider when deciding what the best 529 plan may be for your child.